Nothing. I have said I'm the father of this house. Doesn't your son know you are the father? Why do you to say that? Allow them to argue, but do so responsibly. Then another problem is breaking agreements. Youth are very good at that. They will promise the earth, but when it comes to delivery, zero. And again, this is a problem we have to look at. Chores at home. Youth hate chores. And yet, it's chores that will make you a responsible adult. You see, Paul had a PhD in theology, but that's not what he lived for. Life issues happened, and he lived by intent to make it, not by his PhD. So you don't know how life will turn. You will say, oh, I'm good academically, I don't need to do it. You don't know how life will turn. So learn all the skills within a home so that you can keep a home regardless what will happen in your life. I can talk about myself. Actually, the area I studied civil engineering, is not the area I worked the whole of my life. So don't think education is what will bring food and everything on the table. You don't know the acrobats of life. You may not even get a job in the area you have education. So learn chores. Learn to be useful in every environment you find yourself to be. So if youth have problems in home chores, parents do everything to make sure they are able to do home chores. Instead of going to car wash, you have many youth with a lot of horsepower lost at home. They can be used to clean the car. Okay? There is clothing. Yesterday I spoke a bit that it's important what we dress. A good Christian is likened to one who is wearing the robe of righteousness. The dress of righteousness of Jesus Christ. So dressing is important, okay? So let us not dress in a manner to reveal our nakedness. Nakedness is sinfulness, isn't it? When Adam and Eve sinned, what was the first thing they realized?
They were naked.
Yeah. Nakedness is next to sinfulness. Clothes can be a cause of major conflict between parents, and so that you can look. Unfortunately, we don't have much time. Curfew violation. Any house has to have a time by which everybody has to be home. And if that is violated, parents use the same methods we are talking to deal with that problem. And then there is another problem, cutting and self-mutilation. There are people who find a joy in cutting themselves. Again, that's a problem. And sometimes it may need some psychological help. Tattoos. Now, those guys, you call them soccer stars, they are sick. They are white, but you look, the whole hand is black and black. Why don't we change now and say black is beauty? Because the white people are putting tattoos all over and they look black instead of white. Tattoos. A problem. And by the way, that problem is closely attached to initiation and rituals and black magic. So don't get into tattooing and so on. You can easily become demon possessed. Other problems would include peer pressure, sexuality and drugs. I'm just summarizing them, but I have, an analysis for each method, each problem, how it can be approached, and how it can be resolved. Dance. Sometimes when I was still unconverted, I used to go and dance. But now I am thinking, I don't know what word to use. Others are sleeping, you're just jumping. Is that normal, really? Reading, wrong materials, movies, academic problems, and so on. Do you know that even the best at UNA, who gets cum laude, is only using about 5% of his or her brain potential? So if we would live a Christian style, God will increase our academic abilities. Sister White says that it was the intention of God that Israel will become an economic center of the world, and that everything made from Israel, God's design was it should be superior to any product around the world. But then Israel miserably failed. And today I was discussing with my daughter, really, how these people call themselves children of God, how cruel they have been. They have gone to the Middle East, where the Arabs have been living there for centuries. They have pushed them out and made them slaves and said, this is our country that God has given us, and you can find anywhere else in the world to stay. Now, does that show godliness? So Israel has failed dismally, but you are the spiritual Israel. Where God failed in the old Israel, He can accomplish it with you. Let us see academic giants coming from our churches. God is waiting for those who will challenge Him in that line. I have a lot of examples I could have given, which I would have explained about this problem, academic excellence, and how much God is willing to help us. But I hope you have got the gist, the method, how to solve a problem. Every other problem can be solved using the same approach. God bless us.